Hey y'all, so we got a testing workout today, Karabel. So we got 10 rounds for time, 3 power snatches, 15 wall balls. Let's talk strategy. So although this is a testing workout, your snatch technique has to be really, really good to be able to use stuff like that as testing, or you need to be kind of in the competitor track if you're gonna do that type of stuff. For your snatches, we should be using something around 50% of a max. For your wall balls, it should be something that's light. The RX on the snatches are going to be 135 for guys, 95 for females, 20-14 on the wall balls, but light means if you had to do an unbroken set, you could do 30 to 50. Not really no problem, but you should be able to do 30 to 50 of them. So if that's something you're not sure of, if you think it's kind of reasonable, then go for it and let's see what happens. But if you know that's just not going to happen, then we're going to need to go lighter. This workout is better, and most of the workouts we do are better when we use a wall ball that almost treats it like we're rowing. Something where the only reason you're not going to do the next rep is because it burns and you don't want to and you're out of breath, not because it's too heavy and you can't. That really puts these workouts kind of in those ranges that we're looking for. So choose these weights appropriately to make the number of reps we're doing in this workout and kind of the pacing of this one be what we want it to be. We're gonna have a 20-minute time cap. I think it took me just under 14 minutes, but I think the fastest people are gonna go way faster than me. I think they're gonna beat me by multiple minutes and come in maybe just under the 10-minute mark. I think that might be possible. I think that's possible. But around the 10, if you're low teens, that's gonna be really, really, really good on this workout. So 10 rounds for time, 3 power snatches, what I highly recommend, even if we're using this as a testing workout. Do these touch and go. It's gonna be harder than just doing singles, but kind of if we set those rules, main goal with our testing workouts is we want something we can replicate over time. That way we can see, are you getting better relative to you? So if you always make the rule on this workout that we go 3 unbroken, now we get that better training stimulus. We can always pull out the singles in competition. That's not something we need to practice. Maybe leading into the competition, for the month leading up, we can practice doing some workouts with some fast singles, but generally people can pull those off pretty easily without a lot of practice. It's the linking, heavy linking, those types of things that get people out of their comfort zone, get your heart rate up. And so linking these together not only helps work that technique, but it also helps you understand the pacing and how different singles feel and how hard it is to really link 3. So you can decide, when do you switch from singles into going to 3s or 5s, or does it need to be 7s to make it worth linking anything versus going singles? And those are the things you got to learn, but you got to learn them by linking things in workouts that you might otherwise go singles on. So here's the strategy. We got 10 rounds for time. I would use the first 3 rounds to kind of just feel this one out. Touch and go. Wall balls, I'd go 8 and 7. You're probably going to end up doing something along the lines of whatever you do for Karen. Karen is 150 wall balls for time. 10 times 15 is 150. So this is going to feel very much like Karen, except with some extra power snatches. I wouldn't say it's harder than Karen, mainly because you get to break it up and you get kind of a change of scenery. So although it seems like it'd be harder than Karen, I think just sitting there doing 150 in a row mentally and physically is just hard. And when you have that change of scenery, I think mentally it just kind of helps a little bit. So I just took it 1 round at a time. 8 and 7 I think is going to work for most people. Some people are going to be able to bump up and go unbroken. But what I highly recommend is, unless you really know yourself and you know you're someone trying to get that world-class time, I wouldn't go 15 in the first 3 rounds. I'd feel it out and see how you feel. And if you want to go 15 on rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, you're easily going to be able to make up those 3 breaks you took. It won't be that much time wasted. But if you go the other way and you go 15s, and then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I need to drop this down, you're going to end up taking way more rest than you would otherwise. So I highly recommend coming out a little conservative, make it look good, and go. You'll see me kind of on the video go particularly slowly today, even though it's a testing workout. And the main reason, on that very first rep, I could feel myself not squeeze my butt cheeks. I got a little bit tweaky and overextended in the low back. And so on the next reps, I was really trying to organize, make sure my butt got squeezed up at the top as I snap back into the snatch. And then on the wall balls too, like we see all the time, if we have an issue in something, we see that exact same issue everywhere else. I saw as I was coming up, I wasn't doing a great job squeezing my butt. So for me personally, this workout quickly changed from testing into for intensity and technique, as I really prioritize squeezing my butt on all of these exercises and turned it into a training day, which is fine to do every now and then. You don't want to do that every single time you come across a testing workout, but especially when something gets a little tweaky, completely fine. It's way better in the long run. Put that focus on the technique you need to get better at and push the pace, but only with the parameters of that technique you're working on. So probably 10 to 20 minute workout. Most people are going to fall into that kind of 15-ish minute range here. Make sure we're choosing weights that we can use. Just get your mind right. Take it one round at a time. Chip away. Little conservative in the first few rounds. Take off from there. Hope you enjoy it.